So when I purchased the Jetta, it had a sticker on the back window that said Eibach springs. Now I didn't know if it still had those springs in it, so I pulled the wheels off and we wiped the springs down and looked at the part numbers, and sure enough it still has the Eibach springs in it. And if you saw my R32 videos, those springs, the factory ones, the bottom coils rusted right off, complete junk. And you can see here, all we have to do is wipe these springs down and they clean up good as new with sparkly black paint. So this is a rust-free Mark IV. I know you guys aren't going to see those in the Northeast. A little bit of scraping here. So right now we're just doing the camber wear shuffle. If you see here, this is the front left tire. Same thing with the front. All you have to do is wipe these springs off. Where's the part numbers on this one? I think it's way around here to the side. I also want to point out Mark IV suspension, much better than Mark V suspension. So when I had the Mark V R32, of course I thought that was better than the Mark IVs. But now that I have a Mark IV, no, these are way better. Just the suspension design and the subframe and the sway bar end links, and much better design. So I put in the part number. This is what comes up for them. They are the Pro Kit, 1.2 inches in the front, 1.2 inches in the rear. The stance of the Jetta is okay. It looks a little lowered in the front, and in the rear you still have a little bit of gap between the wheel and the fender, so it doesn't look lowered. It's like a 2-finger wheel gap in the front and a 3-finger wheel gap in the rear. I think the Jetta looks pretty good on the Eibach springs. That's a pretty decent ride height overall. It could be a little bit lower in the rear, but then it'd look heavily modified if it's all slammed down.